You have an idea for a digital transformation project, but the implementation can be challenging. Development projects often run over time and budget. What if you could build a prototype quickly, get buy-in from your organization, and move to production in record time? Introducing Dashjoin. It is an open source and cloud-native low-code development platform. It is designed to help teams deliver AI-empowered application in record time. So let's have a look. We'll use the Dashjoin Playground. It allows you to test drive all of the features of the platform. Any content you build will be private to you. You can create a new user using any valid email or simply log in with your Google user. When you log in for the first time, the system displays this tutorial. You can connect any number of databases. In the Playground, we have a Postgres database provisioned for you already, so we'll skip over this step. Next, we'll upload some data. You can either simply press this button, or the tour shows you which element can be used to perform this operation. So let's do this. We'll close the wizard, open this panel here, say upload data, provide a URL, paste the URL that's provided in the tour, press OK, preview the data, and create the table. Okay, we'll press the help icon again to re-enter the tour and press next. Now this is the table that visualizes all of the customers. And now we will visit one specific customer. By default, the system displays an edit form that contains all of the columns of the database. Now we'll show off some of the AI features and we'll add a chat widget using this button in the tour. You see the chat widget popping up and we can exit the wizard. Now let's see what it does. I'll just type in, did you get the order? And the AI formulates an email that includes the customer name. It includes some information about how to get back to us and so on. So let's see how this worked. We'll go into the page edit mode. This brings up the page editor. And we can check the configuration of the chat widget. Now the important part is the additional config settings in the lower right corner. There's a config prompt and a system prompt that is sent to the AI, and it says, you are Joe, an inside sales specialist with Acme. Your email and your phone number and so on. You communicate with the customer, and here's the dynamic part. String, in parentheses, value, that's a JSON function, which basically takes the values you see up top and inserts them into the system prompt. That means that depending on the customer page we're on, we have a different system context that's automatically read from the database. Using the chat request, write an email to the customer. Now let's change this, and instead of writing an email to the customer, write a limerick for the customer. Okay, so we made a change to the page visualization. Let's save it. And now let's check on the order again. And of course, this time the text is a bit more fun. Okay, let's enter the tour again and go to the next page. Next up, we'll create a query on the database. In the query catalog, we can use this form to select the database, select the table, add projections, do sorting, and so on. So we'll abbreviate this and just use the Create Query button to create a query that lists the number of customers per country. Next up, we'll use this query on a dashboard. So we'll create a dashboard page showing up right here. We'll visit the page, and now let's do this manually. So we'll edit. We'll use the plus to add a new widget, the chart widget, select the database, select the query that we just created, and let's do a bar chart. And let's save the page. So now we've created our dashboard page. Let's go back into the tour. And the next step, we'll look at functions. Functions can be used to load data into the database, to configure sending email or tweets, or other REST services. And you can see that in the playground, we have our large language model services pre-configured, which are web services that hit the large language model. So next, we'll have a look at the JSONata notebook. So in the instance page of the chat widget on the customer page, you saw a small snippet of JSONata, and you can test and play with these expressions on the JSONata notebook. So if I can copy this expression here and just run it down there. And for instance, here we read a single record from the database. You can check the documentation for all kinds of powerful JSONata functions that are available. Next, we'll have a look at the apps tab. So here you can see all of the changes that we performed, and you can revert them. And you can also install some demo applications from GitHub. So any kind of application that you develop can be committed to a GitHub repository, and it can be installed by the click of a button here. And that concludes our tutorial and also this video. So please take Dashjoin for a ride. Have a look at the playground. You can book a tenant on our GDPR compliant cloud, or you can just run Dashjoin locally using Docker. Thanks very much for your attention.